Well, I think the way the series was set up with the first game in Rockford, then 2 back in Grand Rapids, we kind of went in with a, Game 5 mentality. Let's go win that game to set ourselves up to get back home. Again, it's road mentality, trying to keep the game simple, trying to play north, trying to play behind their D, want to play fast and play with pace. And so that's kind of our mentality. Again, it was a big game for us only because we wanted to win that to get home up 1-0 in the series. I think everything gets magnified in playoffs, and one thing that we had to be great at was our puck management. They're a team that transition quick, get on the attack on their line rushes, something we didn't do a good enough job against them in the regular season. And so we want to really make sure and focus on putting the pucks in the right spots so we can get it back, give them no easy offense, and make it hard for them. Be physical on them in the right areas, in the corners, around the net fronts. Just opportunities we didn't do a good enough job in the regular season. We needed to do that throughout this series. I'm just proud of our guys for playing through the whistle. There wasn't a whistle blown yet, and so for the fact that Bergie keep going, score that big goal, then it was let's get off the ice. We don't want anything to happen after the whistle. We don't need guys suspended. We don't need anything rolling over. Let's not give them any momentum, heading into game 2. So let's get off the ice. We can celebrate there for a couple minutes, and then let's get ready for game 2. First playoff game in a few years here in Grand Rapids. A lot of pressure with that, though. I think our guys felt that a little bit. Just want to keep the same lineup. When you win, you typically keep the same lineup. You let guys keep rolling, recipe that worked. So we were able to do that. And then, again, just trying to get rid of distractions before the game. You want to block that noise out and just focus on your game, especially here, big game 2 being up 1-0. You really want to try and be greedy, be selfish, and get a 2-0 series lead. Obviously, things did not go as planned. I didn't like our energy, didn't like our competing work ethic. Our battle level wasn't there. And so post-game, that's what it was. It was just a kind of a wake-up call. It wasn't good enough. And again, the stakes rise as the series go on longer and longer. And we saw the difference from game 1 to game 2 in Rockford, and we need to step up our competing battle level if we're going to give ourselves a chance. So Coase is our guy, number 1. So heading into game 3, that wasn't even a question or anything in our minds inside the coach's office. We knew he'd have a great bounce back game. We've seen it before, especially down the stretch, that maybe he didn't have a greatest game the night before, but that bounce back mentality for him is so strong. And with our team, there's again opportunity, and we still had an opportunity. Even though the series was 1-1, now it becomes a best of 3 with 2 in our building. And so game 3 is extremely important. And I love the response that our guys had, and that's on them. That's on our leadership group. That's on our guys for stepping up and starting the game very strong. And again, it comes down to wanting to beat the other team more and the will to win. And I give our guys a ton of credit for the way they started game 3. And we needed a little bit more size, a little more presence in the lineup. Again, with that said, lineup changed because we lost. With that said, too, we have too many veterans. So someone has to come out. When you insert one, you have to bring another one out. Just AHL rules. And so that's why we went 11-7. We felt our D-core was still solid enough, but we needed a different look on the back end. So adding Josiah in there, some big block shots, some more physicality in the areas that we needed it. Third period, they got momentum at the end of it by scoring 2 quick goals. And we faced that between the second and third when they scored a late one. We need to get that momentum back. So heading to OT, the message was, we have to work really hard to get momentum back. They have it, now let's go get it back. And I thought our overtime period was really solid. Again, it's about winning races, it's about winning battles, it's about getting to the inside. If you look at the game-winning goal, Mazur gets to the inside, Zarnik does a good job running a little bit of interference on their player, and then Bergie wins the race to score the goal into an empty net. And those are the things, those are the difference makers in the playoffs. And so again, our guys got the job done because of the small details. So heading into game 4, let's go win 1 on the road. We've already done it here. Let's go do it again. It's going to be harder though. A team's back's up against the walls. You're going to have to go earn it. Nothing's going to be given. They're not going to give you an easy game. And our motto is go earn the handshake. It's one of the toughest things to do in sports, any sport, is to end a team season. And so we knew we were up for a big task. And I liked the way our guys started the game. That was going to be a big focus. Let's get off to a good start. You know they were going to start off quick with a lot of energy, and we had to make sure that we took care of the first 5-10 minutes of the period. Did a really good job to start the game. Yeah, I think that third goal was a big one. You know, kind of a chess match back and forth throughout the game. I thought it was a well-played game by both teams. To get that third one, that was huge. You know, we've seen them come back multiple times, and again, I give credit to Rockford too. Very resilient group. They don't quit. You know, it's the makings of a good team over there, and they gave us our fits. So that getting that 2-goal lead in the third, it was huge for us. And then just from there is weathering storms. It was learning to play under pressure. Thought they had us on our heels for a little bit in the last 10 minutes once they got that second goal. And then when Marco scored with just over a minute left, you know, a little bit of relief, but also the job's not done. You got to keep playing. You got to keep playing hard through these whistles. But you know, as the clock starts to wind down, you're getting your line set to go out there when there's a goalie out situation. You trust your guys. They're playing with confidence. It's a good feeling on that bench. Yeah, after they scored, our guys were like, stay focused. It's still our game. You know, we haven't given up a lead. It's not a tie. We still have it right here. It's in our hands. And again, I credit to older guys, the experienced guys who have been through it for the messaging on the bench. As coaches, we didn't have to say too much. They took over at that point. Everyone understands that game 2 was a big wake-up call for everybody, staff included. Nothing's easy. No one's going to just give you games. No one's going to give up this time of year. And you've got to stay on. And I mean by that, mentally on. You have to stay focused, disciplined, committed to winning in the playoffs. And it's hard. It's not easy. And our guys, you know, like we learned from the Rockford series that it's going to be hard. It's going to get harder. But this is the fun time of the year. This is what everyone plays for. And our guys, I think, appreciate the effort Rockford put up. Very, very good opponent. Very good team over there. And it wasn't easy. Even though it was a 3-1 series win, it didn't feel like a 3-1 series win. But our guys persevered. Again, a resilient group to come back in game 1, be able to get the job done on the road in game 4.